The WNBA takes center stage this weekend in the Windy City with the league's annual All-Star festivities. And joining me from Chi-Town to talk about the 2022 WNBA All-Star Weekend is a sports journalist who covers the W and also the founder of Black Rosie Media. That is Erica Ayala. Erica, good to see you. As you know, for the first time in the history of the league, the city with the reigning WNBA champs will host All-Star Weekend. So as the league grows over the years in its 26th season, what are fans most excited to see this weekend?
I think fans are very excited to see the WNBA come to their market. I think it was perfect timing for Chicago to host its first ever WNBA All-Star Weekend, as you mentioned, coming off of that championship. And of course, we have some big names that have announced their retirement and a few others that are likely soon to follow. So having Sue Bird and Sylvia Fowles, who was drafted by the Chicago Sky when she came into the WNBA, to have her here as one of the captains, and then also to see Candace Parker be here, I think is really exciting for fans, not just in Chicago, but throughout the league.
Absolutely an exciting weekend for fans of the W. Now, when we talk about everything going on in the league, it's impossible to not talk about Brittney Griner right now. The WNBA made the Phoenix Mercury Center an honorary All-Star and a starter ahead of the weekend, which I thought was a fantastic move. Now, Griner still remains in Russian custody since February. So what are you hearing from around the league, Erica, about bringing even more awareness to her situation this weekend and beyond?
The players are very excited to be able, and maybe excited isn't the right word, but they're very eager to get out the message of Brittney Griner and being advocates for Brittney Griner and making sure that the United States is getting Brittney home. We know that, as you mentioned, she will be an honorary All-Star. Her initials BG and her number 42 are prominently placed throughout the league at on all courts, so all games. And we see, even as the All-Stars now are making their way through the media circuit, they're wearing the WNBA All-Star issued warm-ups that they have with Griner 42. And this is something that is critically important to the players. A lot of them play overseas, not all, but a lot of them. And so they've had experiences overseas and would hate to be in a situation where, while they were trying to leave, especially with ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine, that they couldn't leave and that are detained. And so we know that the players are amplifying the message of Brittney Griner. They're lifting up her family and are hopeful that they once again can show the reach of the WNBA by having people signing the petition and getting President Biden on board to get Brittney Griner home.
WNBA always on the forefront of bringing issues to the forefront and bringing awareness to those issues, as you know, Erica. And it's been an exciting, unofficial first half of the season in the W. So who are the top performers that have impressed you to this point, and what are you keeping an eye on over the final 13 to 14 games of the season?
Well, not just because I'm in Chicago, but I think the Chicago Sky has shown that they made some pretty impressive moves in the offseason. We just had Emma Miesemann on the podium talking about coming to Chicago, wanting to win another championship here. We have, of course, Courtney Vandersloot and Allie Quigley, who will be representing the Chicago Sky here. I think also that we're starting to see the promise of a former #1 pick in Sabrina Ionescu, who will be a first-time All-Star this year. The New York Liberty still trying to figure things out under Coach Sandy Brondello, but we're starting to see the long-term plan for that New York Liberty team, and starting to see Sabrina Ionescu, feel comfortable cooking here in the WNBA.
Yeah, here in New York, we've seen Ionescu cook thus far this season. That is Erica Ayala, one of the best sports journalists covering the W. Erica, good to see you from Chicago. Thanks for joining me, and we'll do this again.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for having me.